turn it back, sir. At least I didn't think it had, sir. I guess I didn't make it get. Cause the player's gonna play, and the hater's gonna hate. I'm just gonna shake it up, shake. Welcome everybody to Nine's Corner. I hope you're doing well, feeling well. And as you can see, I had to dance it off, shake it off, whatever you want to call it, after our show on Celtic Sheila's channel with Whimsy. We did the remote view and I got some feedback, and I'm not going to talk about that here. I am going to talk about what I did to overcome my day, because you know, like when you start a domino effect and one bad thing happens and then it's like, so let's just say in a pool of tears saying, oh, I can't do this. I can't be crying. I can't be upset. So I put on all my songs that make me feel good, from Beyonce's, Who Rules the World, to Shake It Off by Taylor Swift, to, of course, Barbra Streisand, Don't Rain on My Parade. And the four non-blondes, What's Going On? Oh my God, I scream that to the top of my lungs. So, you got to kind of have some dance therapy to get yourself out of the doom and gloom, because sometimes when you get caught up in your ego and whether people like you or not, and it's really hard to not feel that way, because, I guess for myself, I know I put myself out there as myself, as, what and who I am, and there's no pretenses there. So when somebody says something, I take it to heart too much. And that's something I'm learning to kind of, deal with and get over, because that's just ego, and, what other people think of me should not matter, because, at the end of the day, what other people think of me does not matter as long as my family loves me and I'm doing my best that I can do. And just like everybody else, you know what I mean? Have off days and... Anywho, so I thought, let's get on, because I have a couple of things I'd like to look at. One, the FBI investigation over Governor Cuomo. And I did a reading previously. Future guys. 9 of Wands. I think it's going to be really hard on him, the whole situation, because the COVID didn't just happen to him within his family. It didn't just happen around him to his community. This changed him as a person. And I think his eyes have been opened up to, the dark side of the government. I mean, we all know there's dark and light, but there's different when you're in it, because then even just being in it and not calling it out, you're an enabler. And with this experience, this has changed him spiritually. So he is going to feel the need to defend, but he's exhausted. And I have to say, I didn't realize he'd be defending himself against false information about the old age homes, and that he was reporting the numbers 50% lower than what the actual death numbers were. And now there's all kinds of information coming out that they're more or less calling him like the Democratic Trump, and that he's a mafia style going after people, saying, I'm going to destroy you if you talk, and like some really crazy wacky dookie doo things. So for sure, we're going to have a little quick look into Governor Cuomo and what's going to be happening with that situation. I also wanted to have a quick look in on Mitch McConnell, now that Trump has decided that he is enemy number one and he's going after him. So I just thought, let's have a quick little check-in with Mitch and see if anything's happening with him. And the third thing that's of interest of mine is Ghislaine Maxwell. I can't remember. I have searched my history in my iPad, but I don't remember when it was that I watched it. It was some program somewhere in which I heard about that some reporter had spoken to her and said about wanting to get information about Trump, and that she said, if they were going to go after the information about Trump, they would want to be going after the information about Hillary and Bill Clinton. kind of giving, without saying, letting us all know that there are recordings and information about Bill, Hillary, and Trump. So I thought, just as a little side note, because that one, I mean, I've said it, you know, anybody who's been with my channel know that I keep saying Epstein. There's some kind of connection with Epstein with all these political folks. So first, let's have a quick look at Governor Cuomo and see what's going to be happening with him over the next few weeks now that, you know, the proverbial sugar has hit the fan. All right, guys, let's have a look and see what's going to be happening. Well, isn't that interesting? Very interesting. So we have the King of Wands. So he is trying to almost distract. He wants to say, hey, look over here. And he's going to try to be as powerful and as charming as he can be. But at the same time, under the scenes, there's going to be bullying. And I mean, I think that's evident from the information that's come out. And if it's true, and I mean, this card has let me know that it is true. So there is a certain amount of bullying that's happening. I don't know if I should say this, but oftentimes when I get my King of Wands and I'm referring to a man, I'll see sex issues, sex problems with him. So just as a little side note, I think he might be having some issues. Then we have the King of Pentacles, my dears. They are going to find out about this man and the money he is sitting on. Oh, Lord. I'm so disappointed. This is not what we need. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter what their political side would be. If they're doing wrong, it's time for the truth to come out and get rid of all the BS that's been going on. Like, really and truly, right? So here we're looking at the Wheel of Fortune, and this is his destiny. This is the result. What's going to happen? What's going to be the end result for him is going to be the Wheel of Fortune. What he has sown is what's going to occur. So I feel as though there's a certain amount of money and power that will keep him in a position to try to hold and delay things. But there's a money element to it that's going to come out. And with the Wheel of Fortune there, you know, it's trying to control the situation. It's trying to control the narrative. The Ace of Cups. So he is going to be feeling some really strong emotions. And this is going to be set back. There's going to be some kind of proposal on his part to try to, I'm not sure if it's to try to cover it up or if this is just going along with the Wheel of Fortune of trying to create this narrative. Oh, he's got the Seven of Pentacles, but it is reversed. So here we're looking at him having to give up. I think there's going to be a push for him to try to cover up. I mean, that's there in the cards. But I think after he gives his best, after he tries to cover up, he's going to be filled with emotion, embarrassment, I'm sure. And I think he's going to end up resolving to have to give up, maybe. And people will be saying, no, you're giving up too soon. But I think he wants to try to get ahead of it. So don't be surprised if we find out about oh, my friend, he's going to have some legal issues. There's a lot of blood in the water, and they're going after it. So he's going to have some trouble, some issues, and really his the big thing here is tradition. I think what's basically covering all the cards for him is that the rules and regulations that govern the land are going to be held against him, and he's going to be held accountable. I think there's going to be, there's a feeling of, there's a way that things have always been done, the tried and true way. And this is what needs to be changed. So I think covering the whole situation for him going forward is that there's going to be a societal look. There's going to be an investigation. The High Priestess, here we go. He's trying to cover up yet again. Eight of Swords. He may be looking at jail time. He could actually be looking at jail time. I really think it's going to really depend on how is he going to deal with it. And if he doesn't try to walk away earlier from this, I think he might actually try to walk away from this, and it'll be walking away because he's trying to avoid jail time. But I think there's something happening that this is going to become something, guys. Okay, so the second thing I wanted to look at was what? What did I say I wanted to look at? Do you guys remember? The next question I wanted to ask about was Mitch McConnell. He has been a Trump supporter, a Trump lover, a best buddy to Trump, and now him and Trump are completely on the opposite sides to each other. Mitch McConnell, who has never been trustworthy or loyal to Trump. He's always been trustworthy and loyal to money. And now he is in the crosshairs of Trump. So I thought, let's see what's going to be the effect of Trump going after Mitch McConnell. And Mitch McConnell, after getting all these, Supreme justices that he wanted in place, and he got what he wanted. And now, it's like he just doesn't care. It's almost like he doesn't even care if he has a political life after this. So let's have a look and see what's going to be the effect of Trump on Mitch McConnell. And okay. Right off the bat, we have the 8 of Wands. So there's going to be news coming out. There's going to be information coming out regarding Mitch. Mitch, he loves money. He is not loyal to Trump. He is loyal to money. And he had all these plans, and now all these plans are gone up in smoke, and they're twirling around with the news information. Something is going to be found out about him. There's going to be quick changes because of it. We have the moon. Here we're looking at, dark deeds being done in the dark of night. This is really a situation of Mitch McConnell not seeing problems that are going to come up. He wasn't planning on this. I don't know if he was planning on Trump being in there for the next 4 years. But there's going to be unforeseen problems that even he is not aware of. That's going to occur. It's going to result in the temperance, but the temperance is going to be reversed. So things are going to get out of control. He is no longer going to be able to, fix the narrative and be able to say what it is that he wants to say. It's been taken out of his hands. The balance that he was trying, or he thought he was doing, and there was a certain amount of balance for him. He was getting what he wanted, his political people in place, his judges in place. But now they ran out of time, and he's run out of time. With Temperance card reverse, we're looking at a certain amount of chaos that's going to be caused. And I think this is going to truly affect the Republican Party. I think Trump is going to go after Mitch and a lot of other people by trying to purposefully keep the wedge and try to split up the Republican Party. Ace of Pentacles. So, here's Mitch, and he is going to be looking at a new position, like I said, he's following the money. If you look at this card, sorry, it's not very clear. If you look at the Ace of Pentacles, right here, This is Mitch McConnell following the money. So don't be surprised. I don't know how long Mitch has in government. I don't know if he has a few years, but don't be surprised if he leaves and leaves earlier than term to avoid some of these issues. And it's like he's going to go to another position that's going to give him access to money, some kind of new venture. He's trying to figure out, even as we speak, he's trying to figure out which way to go. He feels he has the strength behind him, the inner strength to walk away from the world. He's done from the whirl, not the world, the whirl of smoke, the everything that he's done. He has the inner strength to kind of walk away from it. He's done everything that he's supposed to do, and now that part has come to completion. Three of Swords. Interesting. Heartache. With the Temperance card here showing up upside down, this could also indicate that, that sounds unkind of me, but a certain amount of Mitch's motivation at this point could be due to illness. This could be him, Temperance, not just referring to the situation that he's in, but referring to his health. Because this could have a health. Excuse me, guys. I feel like I'm coming down with a little flu or a little cough or something. So don't be surprised if we hear about some illness surrounding Mitch McConnell. That could be what this news could be, rather than being news about an actual... Well, it could be both, right? Because it is the Eight of Wands, but don't be surprised if we hear about some news that was held back about his health. Ugh. Mitch. Either way, I think Mitch is going to be leaving the political sphere and having to deal with his own self-interest, his own self-health. And certainly... for him, it's all about the money and will for always, forever be about the money, the power. Final question, because I had to. Let's look at Ghislaine Maxwell and see what, if anything, is going to be coming up about her, because she's sort of on the peripheral, just kind of hanging around, not really doing anything. But now that Trump is out of power, we're going to see more and more things coming up. So let's just have a check-in and see, is there anything new coming up with her? Ooh. Okay, so, sorry. I'll figure this out someday to make it better. We're starting off with the Five of Pentacles. So here... there's a lot of worry. There may be a health issue. Wow, there's a lot of health issues here. Five of Pentacles could be that she's dealing with some kind of health issue. Maybe COVID might be hitting her. I don't know. But this is feeling left out. I think that she's been in custody and out of the real world for so long now that she's starting to get antsy and she wants to start making some headway into the future. That's why we got the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is somebody who wants to speak now, wants to say something. She is now feeling the need and want to say something. So there's going to be more and more things coming out. And with Page of Cups, it's all going to be about... I don't want to say the word love, because I don't think anything to deal with Ghislaine Maxwell or Jeffrey Epstein or Trump or anybody like that has anything to do with love. So probably having to do with underaged, with all the people that they have information about, all the people that they have recordings about, and they have all these recordings. Then we have the Knight of Wands. Now look at this. If you look at this card, it's very much, see, it's like a little witchy on their broom flying away. So she's trying to figure out what is the best situation for her to get out of where she is right now. This is a time in which she's starting to feel motivated. And I think within the next, I hate doing timings. I'm awful at it. So I won't do timings. But I think sooner rather than later, we're going to be hearing little tidbits about Ghislaine Maxwell, because I think she's starting to feel the pressure, and she is now in a position where she's looking to talk. She's looking to definitely say something. She's getting ready to speak and have her say. Oh boy, interesting, guys. Well, my darlings, that's it for me. I just thought we'd do a little quick check-in on a few little things that were on my mind. And as always, I have our unity candle lit for each and every one of us. And until the next time we talk, cheerio and take care, guys. And blessings to Texas and everybody else being affected by all the weather and everything. You know, you're in my thoughts and in my prayers. And until we talk again, take care.